We are on air. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday Morning Singularity, where we're here to give you endless, unhinged conspiracy rants about Tim Allen.
No matter how much prepping I do in my head, I'm still not prepared.
For what? The unhinged Tim Allen rants?
The unhinged Tim Allen rants, there's like no amount of preparation that can just get you ready for what's about to happen.
Look, that's good. Nobody should be prepared for Tim Allen. What that means is you're always on your toes and he can't get you like you got Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Speaking of JTT, I'm excited to see what you do in the next episode of King's Gambit, because you came in flying.
Well, we'll see how that plays out. I'm pretty determined to get a railgun put on my car, so. And then it's just a matter of time before I take out Elsie.
Oh my god. You're just going to go and drive this railgun around after Finch trying to kill her with it?
Yeah, I'm just gonna drive a railgun around shooting at people. Isn't that what you're supposed to do with a railgun?
No. I do believe there's things in the Geneva Convention about using high caliber weapons against soft target.
We've already determined that JTT does not follow or live by the Geneva Convention.
It's more of a checklist for you. I forgot.
It's a lot of loose suggestions.
I still can't believe that.
Gotta do what we gotta do.
Yeah. So did you see this game that just came out called The Triangle Agency?
No.
It's on Kickstarter. So it looks really cool. It's heavily inspired by games like Control and the SCP universe, stuff like that. So you're dealing with all these anomalies. You're trying to keep them under control, capture them, secure them. General SCP control bullshit. I've been following it because I'm interested in it. Don't know if I'm going to back it still because I'm broke as shit. But they just hit their 100,000th marker, or their $100,000 stretch goal.
Oh, damn.
And their original goal was only like 9K, so they're 1,000% funded. But their final stretch goal, quote unquote, was supposed to be for Project 3-week notice. And for some reason, I don't know if I'm not understanding it or if I am reading it correctly. It says that they wanted to get there, but it just means that there's just going to be another Kickstarter for 3-week notice, which is supposed to be like another source book for the system.
So are they separating out?
Yeah. Like, I think they weren't expecting to hit it so quickly because it's only the third day of the Kickstarter event. And they got completely funded in less than an hour.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's very popular, and I believe the original game was posted to itch.
Okay.
So I don't know. I haven't. This is the first I've seen it, but I know apparently a few other people in our Discord have actually played and streamed it.
Very possible. I've never. Yeah, this isn't one that I've ever looked into. It's also, I don't know, kind of dangerous because I'm a huge SCP fan.
Yeah, if you are a huge SCP fan, I definitely think this might be the game for you. Then this is definitely up your alley because so am I.
I have to stop kickstarting things. I have a problem. Like right now, I'm still waiting on Land of Elm, which is like a Muppet-based D&D game.
I saw that. I really wanted to back it, but I didn't get there in time.
Yep. So I've got that one backed so that we can bring that to Singularity. Um,
Oh my god, yes. You know what we need if we do that?
what do you got?
We need to try and get a hold of Perception Studios and see if they'll join us.
I was looking into some stuff for Perception. You know that apparently they do make puppets.
That makes sense. Those look professionally made, so it makes sense that they would make them themselves.
Early on for Singularity, we did have somebody who was like a puppeteer who was supposed to join us. I'm not really sure what happened, but they had a puppet and everything, and they were gonna come hang out, and then they just kind of disappeared.
Oh no. Oh man. One of my friends just tagged me in a post on Facebook. It says, I award you the highest honor that anybody can bestow, is your NPC is now a character in my other games.
There you go. That's how some of my characters turned out. Martyr's character for Henshin, when we first started doing Henshin, Martyr's character was Vance, and
That is so martyr. Like holy crap! Now that I know that was Martyr's character, that's 100% Martyr.
yep, Martyr was Vance, and then there was a another kid that was playing with us. His character is Jace, which you guys haven't really run into him yet.
No, but I think Meg has mentioned Jace like once or twice.
Yep. So we had Jace. Martyr's character, like we had a bunch of just fun times. I was trying to run kind of like a oh, what is that one? It's not Masks, Mutants and Masterminds.
Mm.
So I had like a bit of a Mutants and Masterminds campaign going for a while, and Martyr's character in that was supposed to be a speedster, who just ended up getting himself in trouble a lot. Like the very first session, he managed to get himself stuck in an alley with a homeless man in a very questionable position, and so that just became a running joke for his character. Just that he was what was he doing with the homeless?
Oh Jesus Christ!
That's also where Factory first debuted. Factory was part of my Mutants and Masterminds original kind of like pan out there because it was very kind of like SCP based. So there was a lot of stuff going on there. And then Factory just kind of grew into more of a character for other things.
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with Mutants and Masterminds. I love the system for what it does. I love its creativity, but God, do I hate running it.
Yeah, it wasn't. I wasn't. I'm also not too fond of the rules like anywhere. So, like 9 times out of 10, I just run and basically it turns into choose your own adventure. However, this ends up is how this ends up. And we do get some pretty interesting things. Like the very first time, Henshin Meg's character was like, "Oh, I want to draw a clone of this." That clone ended up becoming like the villain, the overarching villain of the entire thing, and may or may not still be out there.
Oh, great things to look forward to. I'm excited.
Let's
On the vein of SCP, I have. I think I told you I have that SCP game that I want to run in October.
for sure.
that I definitely think that you would love because you are an MTF agent for the Foundation.
Oh, the Foundation. I have a love-hate relationship with them too. I love the old school SCP site. Like I love how everything was like set up, but since they like opened up and just let anybody fucking lose their minds and create anything on there, that site has slowly just become full of just dumb shit.
Yeah, it's usually why I don't go anywhere past SCP like 3K. After 3K, it just kind of gets weird.
Yeah, I can't even remember the last one I read, but like I don't even know. Like the original ones, super cool, and then the further and further I would get, I was like, these are just garbage. I think my favorite one is probably the Factory, which I think
My
is one.
Yeah, I believe the Factory is a 001 proposal too.
Yeah, it is.
My personal favorite's the Workshop Bear.
I like the game show one a lot too.
Ooh, yeah, that one's actually a lot of fun. I gotta find. I have notes for all the SCPs that are in this game that I want to run. Because you guys, as agents, have access to the SCP wiki, so
Nice.
that is your database for objects in the world that you can utilize or capture or whatever. And it, the last couple of groups that I've ran through that story have loved it. They said like it's hard to scare me, and this was unsettling.
I mean, I'm down. Not a lot scares me, so
My wife's like, "Wait, you're doing that one? I'll play that again."
As long as I can be Finn again, because I love that character.
Might need to get Finn in there as a guest for an episode. Yeah, there was some fuckery around. I've had multiple players play the same game twice and tell me that the things that they discovered, especially since I incorporated their previous characters into it, were different. Like they were, it was unhinged, kind of like your rants,
look, I work hard on those unhinged rants.
dude. You put in the hours on those. Like it's impressive the sort of hours that you put in onto those rants.
Sometimes, I don't know. I just sit here and that's what I do. Just work on unhinged rants, man.
Speaking of, why don't you give us one?
I don't really have one. I mean, I'm waiting to see Spider-Man, and then I'll probably have thoughts on that.
Mm.
I'm just waiting for fucking theaters to not be so packed. But of course, it's summer, so that's a wish that's not gonna happen.
Oh yeah, coming this summer. Too many people in a theater.
Basically, and like, I don't know if it's just because of the pandemic. I don't know if it's just a degradation of fucking manners. People just aren't teaching their fucking kids anymore. But we can't seem to go to the theaters without fucking little assholes being as disruptive as fucking possible.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both. The pandemic really kind of screwed us as a society.
God, this is a couple years back. This was maybe what, a year, 2 years ago, when the last Purge movie came out.
Oh,
I almost took it upon myself to indulge in the Purge as we were leaving the movie. This fucking dude comes in with his date, big old cowboy hat on. First of all, I'm gonna point something out because this is, you want a rant? Here's a fucking rant. You live in Utah. You're not a fucking cowboy, okay? This isn't the fucking Wild West. There's barely any fucking farms around here, and none that would constitute you acting like a fucking cowboy. Not to mention, the cowboy hat you were wearing was a fucking red, white, and blue American flag cowboy novelty bullshit.
Which, by the way, violates the flag statutes.
Yeah, don't even get me started on that one. This dude just fucking, him and his date come in and proceed to talk through the entire fucking movie. And then, as the movie's ending, as everybody's getting up to leave, walks down the fucking row that he's in and decides he's gonna fucking mean mug me and give me the fucking stare down. If the dude that walked into the bathroom at the time he didn't walk into the bathroom, I would have killed the man. I was right behind him, ready to smash this dude's face into the fucking mirror until he couldn't walk ever again. Like,
Jesus. That's some aggro right there, but to be fair, if you're gonna walk around looking like a douche, you kind of deserve an ass beating like that.
looking and acting, like, we went, the one that still to this day stands out to me that, like, I was just like, I'm so fucking done with movie theaters, was Straight Outta Compton. And a Straight Outta Compton with Eazy-E in the hospital. And we had a bunch of fucking teenagers sitting in front of us just fucking laughing their asses off at that. And I was like, that is not a, like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's not the scene. Holy shit.
So we try to go to the movies now when there's like little to nobody in the fucking theater.
Yeah, that's fair. I've been pretty happy that a lot of streaming services are now either having straight to stream, like same day release, or like within a couple of months they end up on the streaming service. So I'm like, all right, cool, I better watch this.
Yeah, we had early like advanced tickets for Dungeons and Dragons, and that was a fun movie. And then I saw just the other day that it's on Paramount Plus now.
Is it really? Holy shit.
So you should be able to watch it for free through Paramount Plus. My other thing here, though, is, y'all, if you're going to put a movie for streaming on, like, fucking Amazon, like, there was one, it's called Pray for the Devil that we wanted to watch. It's supposed to be this horror movie involving a new nun, I think a nun, who becomes an exorcist. And so we were waiting to check this movie out. And then we see that it's on Amazon. We go to watch it on Amazon, and it's fucking $20 to rent. This movie didn't even, like, last in theaters for, like, a week. Like, I saw it in theaters for, like, 2 days, and then it was gone. So, what makes you think I'm gonna pay you $20 to rent this shit on fucking Amazon? Like, we need to talk about streaming rental prices, because some of that shit is just way too much.
Yeah, especially since like now Netflix is doing the whole charging more for the password sharing, and like, yeah, I get that they're trying to make more money, but that's just not it.
Well, like, the thing on that is, like, they're like, oh, well, we got to make more money. At the end of the day, like, they are claiming, and other sources are claiming that, oh, well, since they started doing this, their subscriptions have skyrocketed, which, A, is absolutely not true.
Oh, yeah, that's total bullshit.
And B, if you weren't paying for Netflix before, you were using somebody else's account, you're not going to pay for Netflix now just because they're forcing you to have your own password. It's just not how that works. People are just going to go back to Pirate Bay and other sources and do their thing.
Just sent you a meme related to the Exorcist that you just talking about.
Let's see here. I mean, that would be an interesting take.
I'm telling you, man, it would be funny. The Dyslexorcist.
Nothing could be as bad as the fucking, what was it? Was it Hell Baby? Oh, there's one. It was supposed to be kind of like a found footage style one that came out. I want to say like 2013, 2014 maybe. And basically like the whole premise was like this married couple's on a beach. This weird old woman whispers, like literally just based off of what I remember from watching the movie. Married couple on their honeymoon on the beach. Creepy old woman whispers in her ear. Next thing we know, she's having Satan's baby. Yeah, it fucking
What?
wild ass movie. But God, was it fucking terrible. And I've watched some terrible fucking movies.
Oh man, like, have you seen Velocipaster?
Have not watched Velocipaster yet.
So, it's a terrible movie, but it's terrible to the point of being amazing.
I mean, isn't that the point though? Like,
Yeah. Well, it got such a cult following that they had a Kickstarter for Velocipaster 2.
I'm waiting for Turbo Kid 2.
Yeah, that's a good one.
And then we're still waiting for Psycho Gorman 2.
I've never seen Psycho Gorman 1.
Oh man, Psycho Gorman is so fucking good. Think like 90s Power Rangers costumes for like villain costumes, like monster costumes. And like basically that's the premise of the movie. Like these kids are digging in their backyard and they find this gem that lets them control this ancient evil. The ancient evil is Psycho Gorman. And then it's like a family movie, but like a fucking like fucked up family movie. Like it's like a horror
Like
movie,
the
but like
Manson
a family
movie.
Not to that extent, but but it's such a good fucking movie.
Oh, now I got to check it out. That sounds funny.
Let's see. On the stream of dumb fucking movies, though, we want to talk about some dumb movies. It Follows. It Follows is trash.
Yeah,
And I will fight people on that one. That movie was garbage. That movie was a movie that couldn't even follow its own fucking rules. It was that bad.
I heard about that.
We watched one that was like I think it was it's supposed to be like a Swedish thriller suspense type horror film called Speak No Evil.
Oh, I remember hearing about that one.
You wanna see Fail absolutely fucking livid angry? Make him watch that movie again. Because that movie, when I say a movie is garbage, that movie was fucking garbage. It was like 2 hours and 20 minutes of absolutely fucking going nowhere, like just nothing, and then 10 minutes of what the fuck is going on, and then end.
Yeah. See, I like bad movies. I feel like if it's bad enough, it's got to be entertaining. Like you can, there's some really cheesy ass horror movies. Like one of the ones that we watched was called The Crimson Executioner. It's from like back in the 60s or 70s. It was terrible, right? They had this one scene with a guy, he's looking around trying to investigate, and all of a sudden you see this bat on a literal like pole just flapping around and bashing him in the head. He goes, "Boom." And like that sound clip and that whole scene lives in my head rent free because it is so terrible.
Yeah, I'm looking at this now, and there's no way I'm paying Amazon $2.99 to watch this shit.
For The Crimson Executioner.
Yeah.
I think I actually have it on DVD. I can try and burn it and send it to you.
Oh God. You know one that people fucking love that we have tried to watch numerous times and just cannot get through?
Which one?
Suspiria.
I have not heard or seen of that one. Hold on, I gotta look that one up.
So Suspiria is the first part of basically like Dario Argento's masterpiece in a sense. It's a three-part series about three different witches, and it's a really interesting premise, and I've read all about it, and it's interesting, how he wanted to like tell the story, but my god, the movie is just fucking boring.
Oh, Tilda Swinton, Chloe Moretz. Those are some big
And
names.
that's a remake.
Oh, that's a remake.
Yeah, it originally came out in like the 70s.
Oh, holy shit, I found it. Yeah, okay. Wow. I might need to try and find this.
Let's see, movies that I did enjoy. Like, we want to talk about some other fucked up movies. A movie that I was allowed to watch a lot as a kid, and looking back on it now, I don't know why, because it was a fucked up movie. Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Hell Comes to Frogtown. And I recently saw it. What was that fucking...
Oh my god, it's Roddy Piper.
Yeah, it is a terrible movie. It's not... I don't think it's the Criterion Collection. But it's one like that. I recently saw that they had released it on Blu-ray.
Roddy Piper. Holy fuck. This looks terribly amazing. I'd watch the shit out of this.
I used to. I'm telling you, as a fucking kid, I watched it to death. Like,
I'm intrigued by the slight Mad Max meets in like lazy bondage costumes.
As they face off against a whole town of fucking mutated frog people. Yeah, I barely remember the movie as an adult, but like as a fucking kid, that movie was... I couldn't tell you, man. I could not tell you what it was and why
That
I
is
kept
so
watching
fucking
it.
weird. It's just too weird. See, I was a huge fan of the old Super Mario Brothers movie with Bob Hoskins and Jean-Luc Leguizamo.
Sure. I mean, it's what we had at the time. It wasn't... I wouldn't say it was a terrible movie. It wasn't...
Oh no, but it was clearly like the production quality wasn't the greatest, but that's what made it good. It's like the acting was kind of camp. Fucking even Dennis Hopper himself said like he hated that movie with a passion. Like all three of them did. They hated doing that movie, and I'm like, but it was great.
You know what's funny is like they hated it, but then when the new Mario movie came out, John Leguizamo threw tantrums for days about the fucking new Mario movie, which I watched. I went and fucking bought it, and I was like, it's rushed. Like it definitely feels rushed in places. Like there's things that they could have fleshed out a little better. But like overall, it was a fucking good movie. Like the best character too is a fucking little star sprite named Lumali, who is just the most nihilistic.
The sweet release of death.
Yes, I fucking loved it.
Oh dear God. My wife just made me look at this thing. It's a wedding dress made entirely out of human hair.
Could we not?
Yeah, I'm good. And it's like 16th century style dress. There's fucking just hair and colored tears.
Is that dry clean only?
It probably needs a blowout. Complete blowout.
Could we get it ombre'd?
At the very least, if you get sick of the color of your dress, all you have to do is dye it.
God, could you imagine like having to set that up and then like the amount of fucking bleach you would need? You'd probably die. Like when I bleach my hair, fucking sitting in the back, it gets to a point where I'm like, yeah, I'm probably gonna just fucking die from these fumes. So
My wife's in the kitchen going, "Man, kitchen beignets." No, man, I am so glad that I don't ever have to bleach my hair
I mean,
because that shit's potent.
I don't have to. I choose to.
Fair and valid.
Otherwise, putting color in it, it just ends up looking like shit. So.
So going back to the companies being greedy over stupid shit, right? As I was telling you earlier, Fantasy Flight Games out here in Minneapolis had sold their gaming center in Roseville to the old CEO of Fantasy Flight, and essentially just kind of took over things from the game center aspect. And they've been making some slight changes here and there. The guys over at Fantasy Flight and Asmodee moved into the Asmodee building just in the same lot because it was the entire building just became the game center. Well, in the last couple of months, they implemented this day pass thing. So it's $10 for the day pass. You technically get it back if you get like, what the hell is it? I think if you like buy food or some shit, it's technically worth it because you get like a voucher. But it's to ensure that you actually buy stuff while you're there.
Is this in a town that starts with an R?
Roseville, yes.
I wasn't about to dox your ass, but all right.
I'm nowhere near Roseville.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at it now. I mean, the building looks pretty nice.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It's huge. It is amazing. It can fit a lot of people, and they constantly host cons over there, like Con of the North. What was the other one? There's Con of the North, the One Con, because they have the Lord of the Rings con there.
Yeah.
Right, and it's all ones based on their games and huge turnouts. They even stream from there. The problem is up until recently, when they made this huge change, the place used to be packed, and now that they've made this change, nobody's come. There's like 6 LGSs nearby in like the span of 15-20 miles, and they're all turning away people because they're already over capacity.
Give it time. I bet they'll pull their heads out of their asses. Maybe.
Oh, I'm sure. I was actually talking with somebody over there yesterday, and we were discussing the food. It's like, oh yeah, we're trying something new. We're gonna improve on the food here, see if that helps. I'm like, I don't think that was the problem, but okay.
Yeah. I mean, our local LGS has like a fucking coffee shop in it, and I think that's about it. But like, all Utah is. I'm trying to think of the best phrasing. Slow to adapt. So Utah doesn't like change. So like the only thing that goes on at any LGS within probably like 20 miles of us. It's like in Salt Lake and heading up towards like Layton and stuff. Most of those LGSs only fucking play Magic. So like if you wanted to go play Flesh and Blood or do some other games, they're all fucking. It's all Magic. It's all they ever fucking do. Oh, it's Magic Night. Hey, it's Magic Night. Well, it's fucking Wednesday. We could be doing Pokemon, but it's Magic Night. So,
jeez.
The one place we had that used to do like D&D nights and stuff, really fucking cool place. The guy had just got fucking tired of dealing with distributors and shut down.
Makes sense.
We had one place that did more than just fucking Magic the Gathering, and now we're back to just nothing but Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, a lot of the TCGs and CCGs have just been pumping out content really like quickly, and it's just been overwhelming. It's like, oh, if I wanted to play in a standard set, well, I have to buy a whole new series every 2 to 3 months in order to keep up with the meta. I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to bother doing that. And I was actually talking with one of the guys at for one of the LGSs, because he was a part of the game testing crew, and he even said, like, yeah, we're so packed that we can't have people there, but we also or we've had to cancel events because certain games are more popular, and the one that really got me was Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah, that blew the hell up.
Well, it's weird because it kind of goes in cycles. So like it would dip, like Pokemon would dip for a long time, and certain sets would come out, and people would be like, okay, we need this set. Like this is gonna be that college fund set basically. And so when the pandemic hit and people were like not really working and losing their jobs, they turned to Pokemon cards as ways that they could flip and make money. So they started fucking massively flipping Pokemon cards. On top of that, we had fucking dipshits like Logan and Jake Paul come out and not only get scammed multiple times with fake base sets, because they kept opening base set packs that were fake and then trying to claim that those cards in those sets were worth millions, but they over-evaluated their cards. So I used to collect Pokemon cards. I loved it. I fucking stopped. I won't do it anymore because, one, the amount of sets that were coming out was overwhelming. Like I would finally get packs of like the most recent set that to me had come out, and I'd already be like 3 sets behind.
Yeah.
And then we have it was just the matter of competing with people to try and actually get anything, because like our target here, I literally witnessed dudes come in with a cart and just shovel everything into their cart and then fucking walk off. So that they could flip it. On top of that, and this was for our area, it was the same for Funko Pops, because we used to collect Funko Pops. We have a store in our area that calls themselves the Nerd Store. And I will absolutely put these motherfuckers on blast because they're fucking shitty fucking people. They will send their employees out to buy exclusive Funkos so that you can't get them in the area, and then upcharge in their store for them.
That's bad. I fucking hate when people do that. That is so bad.
Yep.
See, out here in Minneapolis, all the Targets had when the craze began up again for Pokemon. After they watched people just like completely arming everything into the baskets, they instituted a 1 per customer per week deal.
God,
and that like it went on for about a month, and then they were like, yeah, never mind, we're not doing any more Pokemon. So they like, to this day, we still don't have any Pokemon out there.
I've heard a lot of like Targets and Walmarts pulled that. Our Walmart put everything in like these like metal like lockers back behind the register in electronics. And then it depended on what employee you talked to, whether or not they would actually open it up and let you get stuff. Like one kid went through, like he was like, oh, let me see what we've got. And he like went through and like looked through everything and was like, this is all I have. He's like, we had, it was called Hidden Fates was one of the sets. And it was a very limited, very hard to find set. It's an older set too. But for a long time, people were still picking up Hidden Fates boxes and stuff for like $20-$30. This kid searched all over for this fucking Hidden Fates box that he knew was there. Turns out another employee saw it, decided, well, I'm gonna take it and flip it, and hid it somewhere. And the kid was like, yeah, man, it was here literally not even 15 minutes ago. He's like, but this is all I've got now. And I was like, I mean, it's no big deal, someone probably bought it. And then I ran into that kid later, and he was like, no, dude back here fucking tried to flip it.
God damn. It's like, I understand the need I understand the need for business, but you're also taking away from like other people's joy. People use these not for business. They collect them because it's a hobby. They play them because they enjoy it.
Yep.
Why the fuck are you taking that away from people?
Well, I feel the same way about people who go to like Goodwill and like fucking yard sales to find stuff so that they can flip it.
Oh yeah, their own little thrift store shops that they have on like Etsy and
Yep.
eBay and all that.
Especially like we see it on TikTok all the time. My partner and I will be watching TikTok and we'll be flipping through and we'll see this guy who, like, he goes to fucking like yard sales and buys like retro games and then turns around and like flips them for like 5 times the price that he paid for them at this fucking yard sale. So I'll be like, oh yeah, this Zelda, this is like you know, fucking $500, and it's like being priced out of multiple hobbies is just absolutely fucking frustrating because I used to collect retro games. I'm a huge retro game nerd, but I can't pick up anything for less than like $200, and it's just not worth it.
Yeah, because the like people are just being absolutely fucking greedy. There's a few years back, actually, almost 10 years ago now. Um, there was a yard sale or garage sale that was down the street from our old apartment, and this lady, her husband had died, and she was just trying to sell a bunch of his stuff to make up expenses for the funeral.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, cool. Well, he had a shit ton of magic cards. He had a couple of games. He had a lot of comics. And I'm looking at all this stuff. She was selling some like second and third edition D&D books for like $1 a piece.
Holy shit.
And I was like, I want this, but I know where you can sell this and make more money for it. And she's like, what? I'm like, need you to go down to this game store. They buy these things and they'll give you like a hell of a lot better deal than what you're going to get here. I guarantee it. And she's like, really? Like, you know this stuff? I'm like, I know enough about gaming to know how much some of the stuff is worth. Let me take a look at your magic cards. And she was selling a box of magic cards. Must have been like 2,000 cards. Shit. And it was like all stuff from like Kamigawa and lower, right? The old stuff, like chainers and stuff like that. And she wanted $30 for the whole box.
Damn.
And I was like, you know, as somebody who plays, this would have been helpful. And I was like, I looked through all these cards and I actually went through and priced some of the ones that I was seeing. That whole box was worth about 15 grand. And I told her, I'm like, listen, you need to go to a game shop. You need to go online and sell this because there's no way you're going to be getting enough money if you do it like this. Because she had like some first edition mythics in there, like some really high-end cards. And there was enough of them in there that it was worth something.
Yeah.
And I think I spent like 2 or 3 hours just going through each one of those cards for her. Like, yeah, here's your valuable ones. There's like 150 of them. Go sell them.
We try to hit like the antique stores and stuff here, and we went to one just north of us, and like the store was a complete fucking disaster. Like it was just. I was like, why am I
antique stores in general are a disaster?
Well, no, we've got a really nice like antique store, like it's kind of like an antique mall that is not like, it's very well like kept, and you know they've got like display cases and all that stuff where it's like very nice. But we went up to this one. It was like an antique sort of like thrift store, and I was literally like, why am I looking through people's trash? Like what is going on? But the guy in there, he was like, yeah, I got a binder full of Pokemon cards, but I haven't priced them yet. And he wouldn't let anybody look at them. And he was busy going through boxes of Magic cards, swearing up and down that every box he had was Alpha Beta Magic cards.
Oh no.
And I was like, I literally looked at the cards and I could see the symbol on the cards, and I was like, those aren't alpha beta. And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, no, I've got probably like $100,000 worth of cards right here because these are alpha beta. And I was like, you have no fucking idea what you're talking about, and I will not buy a goddamn thing in this store.
Yeah, that's fucking hate people. You know, actually, that reminds me. I was just looking at the topics that I wanted to bring up today, and I probably should get the actual scoop on this Lorcana one.
Yeah, what Lorcana is Lorcana not the Disney game?
Yeah, so it's that's what it was. Okay, so Lorcana is a Disney-based card game. It's apparently it's supposed to be similar to Magic. And the game designer is actually being sued for by a rival company because he used to work for them. He actually created the game originally for them, and apparently his contract ended or something like that. He ended it and went to this other company, Ravensburger, and just like changed a couple of things and created Lorcana. Well, now that Lorcana was announced, oh shit, it was Upper Deck that is suing. Okay, yeah, that's even better. So, yeah, he now that the game is in production, it's supposed to release in August, and Upper Deck is coming in saying, "No, that game belongs to us." Guess what? And if this holds out, for a while, Lorcana could be a complete flop.
I could see it. I mean, I could see it fucking hitting though. How do people already have Lorcana cards?
People have Lorcana cards?
Yeah, there's graded Lorcana cards up for sale right now. Someone's trying to sell a Mickey Mouse for $26,000.
What the fuck?
And another one graded at a 10. Which, if we want to get into fucking scams, we can talk about how grading is a fucking scam.
Yes and no. In some cases, especially like classic games, those gradings actually will help you with insurance.
Yeah, people have like promo sets and stuff up for sale.
That's why it's the promo stuff. That makes sense.
Damn, I wish I could have gotten a hold of some of these promos. They're trying to sell this fucking Mickey Mouse from anywhere between $5,000 to $26,000.
It makes sense given the current controversy.
For sure.
Because if, especially when it comes to these like fucking copyright and contract laws, arbitration could take months, or if they even go to court, right, it's going to be a shit show. Ravensburger isn't a small company, neither is Upper Deck. But the fact that this is a Disney IP means that Disney might be getting involved, because any bad press around anything Disney, they get pissed off.
True. Yeah, it looks like these were all available or like released as promos during D23.
When was that?
This would have been, I would think this would have been last year. Yeah, 2022 D23 Expo, first edition Elsa, $4,500.
Oh, okay. Yeah, which means they weren't worth a whole lot then, because the lawsuit wasn't announced until like a couple of months ago.
Fair enough.
And they were well into production. Like they apparently a lot of them are already sitting on skids.
Yeah, I've been keeping an eye out because I was like, I wonder when that's going to come out. Maybe I'll pick it up. Maybe I'll try to play it. Knowing Utah, no one will play it, and they'll just be like, well, it isn't Magic.
Yeah, that sucks. It looks cool. I might actually give it a shot after everything is done.
I kickstarted recently uh, the release of. So it's a game on Steam. Um, it's actually a really fun. I wouldn't call it a Pokemon clone, but you definitely can tell that it was inspired by like Pokemon-like games called Monster Crown.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Well, they just did a Kickstarter for their their own trading card game, and I backed up. I did a Kickstart to get that first set of cards and see how that goes.
God, we really are addicts, aren't we?
Oh man, I got a problem. I can go look at my Kickstarter right now. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm sure you and I are probably on par.
The other thing that I know that I have kickstarted is the next expansion for Epic Spell Wars.
Of what?
Epic Spell Wars.
Oh yeah.
So let's see. Right now, I have. See, I got Casting Shadows, so I'm still waiting for my one-up die. Hellguard.
Couldn't get into that.
I just thought it looked badass, so I was like, eh. A comic that's supposed to have like a web series and stuff for it called Room Service, which is like it's a horror comic. It's written by the guys who do Something is Killing the Children. Convictor Drive, which is a
Oh yeah, I did see that one. That's almost like anime mecha.
yeah, it's like a Common Rider.
Oh okay.
Epic Spell Wars, Annihilageddon 3, so I'll have that. Hell Piercers, the Monster Crown, and then Power Rangers 30th Anniversary.
Oh, you did. Yeah, that's right. I remember you saying you got the Power Rangers. Let's see here. What am I waiting on?
Ain't no way I wasn't going to get Power Rangers.
Oh yeah. Let's see. What am I waiting on? Queers, Fool's Gold. If you've ever seen Dingo Doodles,
No.
she's got a great YouTube channel. She does mostly art for it, and it's her telling of her current campaign. Well, it got so popular that they did a Kickstarter for the campaign setting and the characters. It's actually really cool, called Fool's Gold, and her character is named Sips, and he's a monkey with a cursed arm who's a wild mage. And it's big old chaos energy. It's worth it. Let's see here.
So we're not
Fool's
talking
Gold.
about the movie with Matthew McConaughey and Kate Hudson from 2008.
No. Tokyo Otherscape. Don't get me wrong. I understand the sort of weight that's going on with Son of Oak, because they're the guys that made City of Mist. They got a lot of things going on. I'm not going to fault them for the wait, but I have been waiting on both of these games for a while. Almost Innocent, which is a social deduction game. The Zone, which is a card game where you're trying to mutate the other players. The Cowboy Bebop RPG, the Monty Python RPG, Hidden Leaders, which is like a lot. It's a lot of fun. The base game's a lot of fun. It's like tug of war, but with armies. And then I just got Mountains of Madness, another City of Mist one. It's Local Legends. I just got my PDFs for Alice is Missing, the expansion for that. Seven Murders Till Midnight, which is a solo RPG. The Revenant Society PDF. Terminator 2 Judgment Day RPG. Because I already have the base one. Caregiver, Ninja Sloths, Outgunned, Apex, and still debating on the Triangle Agency.
Fair enough. There's some good stuff in there.
Oh yeah, I'm really excited to try Alice is Missing. I saw it the first time around and I thought it was really cool. I just didn't have the money then, and then when Silent Falls was announced, I was like, all right, cool, let's do it. It's on sale.
Why does that sound familiar? Hold
It's a silent RPG.
It's reminding me. The name, for some odd reason, is triggering the name of a comic. Let's see if I still have it saved. I do not. Fuck, what was the name of that comic? Because there's a really cool comic about like witchcraft and like resurrection, and it was a wild like indie comic that I think had the same name. Um, about this girl, she like ends up getting murdered as she's out one night in town, and then she comes back, and it was insane. I read it through Comixology at one point, but it's not saved in my library anymore, so I can't remember exactly what it was called. I know somewhere floating around, and I'll see if I can find it. My brother has the very first issue of it because I bought it for him when I found it out and about.
Trying to. Alice is Missing is made by Renegade Game Studios. No, Hunters Entertainment. I don't know. I haven't played it. There might be a comic book for it. It might be the same.
I might be getting the name wrong, but there's. Oh wait, was it? I could be totally off. Let me see if this is it. No. Yeah, now it's gonna bug me until I can figure out what it was. See if he responds. Ask him.
While you're looking that up, it looks like Camp Runner's Cross is going to be extending its number of plays.
Oh.
Yeah, because I want to say it was Vermin. Vermin started a thread in Camp Runner's Cross that it's like a little vignettes about some of the characters' lives while they're there at the camp, and we all just kind of decided with Meg, like, hey, we're gonna extend this a bit. We're gonna keep it going. So that's
Very
gonna be
nice.
fun. Yeah, my gay little heart's really happy for Kenny.
Well, we need it. We due to unfortunate circumstances lost content, so we've got to get content built back up.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I dropped out of that particular project because I just was not sure it was gonna be much of anything anyway, and apparently the players were also not too sure about that particular game. So got a lot of stuff to get going still. Got to get Power Rangers going.
Yeah, we gotta get Power Rangers. I have just been lacking on motivation for a lot of things lately.
Yeah. And then I keep getting distracted by other stuff. I got Diablo 4 going. We've got Final Fantasy 16 this month.
Yeah, it's another game I'm not planning on getting.
Like there was a time, a wondrous time, where my job paid for my games. Like, and I don't mean like, oh, I got a paycheck now, I can go pay for these games.
Like they literally bought it for you.
Yeah, I literally would submit the receipt and they would reimburse me for my games.
Still fucking jealous about that.
Hopefully, I mean, it probably won't ever come back, but hopefully that benefit, that perk comes back.
There was another weird game coming out. I can't remember what the hell it was. It's supposed to be on Steam.
Oh, I have no idea. I don't follow a whole lot of Steam releases.
Neither do I. I don't know. I'm losing it.
Let's see.
It's mostly this being up super early in the morning. That shit really kills me.
That's fair. Yeah, fucking sign in. Jesus.
Of more Kickstarter shit that's coming out. There's one that I saw that I really wanted to get at some point. And it's like a DM Dave is the creator of a game called Badge Quest. It's Girl Scouts in a horror setting.
Okay.
Like you're going around trying to sell cookies, but it like super stupid weird shit's happening all around you. And he's got a Kickstarter that's gonna start for the campaign setting for this game, and I wanted to get it because my niece is in the Girl Scouts and I wanted to run it for her troop.
There you go.
Because I think they would love it. Like these kids would have so much fun getting to play themselves in this like we gotta stay alive sort of situation. Let them use all their skills that they know how to use now.
You guys want to buy some cookies?
Like go around, buy some cookies, and maybe stab a few zombies in the neck.
Thinking about that makes me want to play Die again. I still really want to play Die.
I have not played it, but I have heard it.
I have the first. It might be the whole series actually, but I have a good chunk of the comics, where each character class is one die. The master die is the 20, and then it goes down from there. And it was a wild story, so I can only imagine that the actual game itself is also very wild.
That sounds cool. Leap this tangent with me. How do you feel about what the hell are they called? It's the games where you only get one life. Like they literally like if you play this game and you die, that's it. You're not allowed to play this game anymore. I think they're called Ultimate Death games.
I mean, I think if I paid the money to fucking play the game, then I should, if my one character dies, then I should be able to start over from scratch with a new fucking character. I'm not playing this you die once and that's it bullshit.
So there was a game, I think it was called like Sigma Alpha or some shit like that. It was supposed to be free to play, and the server literally houses everybody in there. You only get one life. Everybody who's in the server that is watching you play has a chance to try and kill you by upgrading the dungeon that you're playing in. So they can try and speed up their turn. It's kind of at random choice who gets to play. And as you're playing, if you die, your IP and your hardware is logged, so you can never play it again.
Let's see if I can find this one live games. There's one called One Life, which is a multiplayer FPS that locks you out when you die.
That was one of them, yeah. But that wasn't the one I was talking about. It was premiered at like some indie game convention, and it's similar to this though.
The Flock. Not seeing that one. I'll have to dive into this.
Yeah, when I saw it, it was super cool. Apparently, like everybody is like the people on the outside watching are essentially betting on trying to kill you, and then when that player loses, the funds that you spent become your starting, or that's deducted from your starting gear. So you're kind of screwed yourself. Then you're having to like start over. It was a super interesting game concept. I wish I could find it.
Huh. Yeah, I'll have to go look into this. But no, I'm not a huge fan of, like permadeath. Like, oh, okay, you're dead. You can't play these anymore. Like, if I'm playing hardcore mode on like fucking Diablo or Path of Exile, I know what I'm getting myself into. So if that character dies, oh, I just lost 10 days worth of gameplay, but at least I can go back and start over. Same with like Fire Emblem. Oh, I lost my best character. They're dead for good. I can maybe try to rewind, but if it's, oh, you paid us, $200 to play this game and you only get one chance, like, nah, I'm good. Like, if I'm gonna throw away money, I'm gonna throw it away on something else.
Yeah.
And the comic, I don't know why fucking Alice is Missing triggered this, but the comic is called Rachel Rising.
Rachel Rising. I'm gonna have to look that up. Oh yeah, artwork's very similar too.
Yeah, it's a fucking badass comic. It's wild.
One of the covers is a woman being hung. She got a smile on her face. Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah, it's about like witchcraft in this town that's kind of like cursed because of it, and like Rachel ends up, if I remember correctly, Rachel ends up dying in like the first issue, but she doesn't really die.
This looks like it might be a fun read. I might have to give that a shot. I think I need to go eat something.
Yeah, we can. So there's 42 issues. If you're gonna jump into it.
Okay. Well, I mean, they're comics, so they're not like. It's not like reading Isaac Asimov. I should be able to make it through.
I don't know. You'd be surprised. There's some comics where I've picked up that I haven't made it like 4 pages in. So.
That's fair.
On that note, I guess we can call it.
Yeah. Let's do some outro.
Yeah. I don't know who should go first here.
Well, I guess I could start. Hey, everybody. You know me. I know you, kind of, maybe. You guys will see me here in a variety of games. I believe the next one will be Runner's Cross, which is going to be on Tuesday. And then after that, it is going to be Breaking Neon, followed by more Runner's Cross, followed by King's Gambit, and then more Runner's Cross. Yeah, we're pretty excited for how Runner's Cross is going to go. And then keep an eye out. We got some stuff planned in July for the start of a new game. We're going to be doing Knights of Paintown for City of Mist. And then also sometime around, hopefully, knock on wood, for the release of King's Gambit, I am hoping to finally have Bad Blood done and up in the Drive-Thru RPG website. So you guys can pick that up for purchase. Outside of that, that's me. Go ahead, Fail.
Hey everybody, I'm Fail Prime. You can catch me here on Singularity doing all sorts of stuff. Unhinged rants in Discord, unhinged rants on various shows that we do. I believe my next show is coming up is going to be actually Fabula Ultima over on Lost Caravan. And then I have, of course, Breaking Neon and King's Cross coming up. We do have Henshin coming up again next month. We do have Runner's Cross coming up on Tuesday. So we do have content, all sorts of stuff coming straight at you all the time. Not unlike, how Tim Allen came straight at Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Look, this is the PSA portion of our Saturday morning show. Please be aware of your surroundings. Please always keep a lookout for a coked out Tim Allen. You never know when he's going to pop up. You never know when he might decide to improve your life by taking your life, okay? Tim Allen killed a guy. Everybody needs to be aware of this. Thank you all.
He didn't kill just one guy.
Technically, we don't know about the rest. We have not confirmed the rest. But we do know that Alf may or may not have been murdered by Tim Allen. And it's entirely possible that Tim Allen was actually D.B. Cooper, but that's a whole different situation.
Honestly, out of all your conspiracy rants, I think that's one that I am 100% behind. Like, I can see it happening. It makes sense that he's D.B. Cooper.
Exactly. Like, look, one of these days I'll get the board and we can put all the strings together and it'll all match up. We'll solve this true crime. And we'll do justice for Jonathan Taylor Thomas. But until then, continue to hang out with us here at Singularity. Continue to join us on Saturday mornings for unhinged rants and nerd culture discussions. And have a great rest of your weekend, everybody. We'll catch you all later.
Have a good one, everybody.